Alright, we broke her out. If you'd like to see how I got this look and how I struggled through it, then just keep watching. I honestly am not sure I have been this excited about a palette in a long time. A very long time. So this is the Thirsty palette from Jeffree Star. Look at these colors. So this row, I don't know if you can see it, this row and this row are all matte shades, and then we have these pressed pigment glitter, beautiful, just everything that you've ever wanted in a little bling for your eye. I got this in the mail yesterday, so I have not tried it, and I don't even know where to start. I don't know what I want to do. And this is my thing with eyeshadow palettes. And this is why I'll admit, when I first saw this palette, I wasn't going to get it. I was not impressed because I thought to myself, there's a lot of colors on there that I will never use. But the more videos I watched, the more swatches I saw, I said, in reality, I think I can make use of all of these palettes, and I got very inspired. So eyeshadow palettes for me kind of go into several categories. You have the eyeshadow palettes that may have multiple colors, but you know you're only getting one look. And those palettes are fine. My Marc Jacobs palettes are like that. Every time I use that palette, there's one look. I look the same every time I use it. But I love the palette for its pigmentation, the blendability, and that one look. It looks good. Then you have your palettes, and they may have some really pretty colors. And that might be what attracts you to it. Like you see a couple of colors and you're like, oh, I need that color in my life, right? But there's palettes like that that I've bought that I look at and I don't know what to do with it. Like, maybe it's the color scheme, maybe it's the arrangement of colors, sometimes it's the aesthetic of the palette. But you just look at it and there's no inspiration. You don't know where to go, what to do, right? Then there are palettes, and this palette falls into that category where I'm so inspired to do so many different colors. Like, I think I could create so many looks with this palette. So that's why I'm excited. I have ordered 3 palettes in the last week or so. This one, the ColourPop palette that I used yesterday, and then I ordered the Urban Decay, I can't remember the name of it, but you'll see that tutorial today or tomorrow, or that review. And those 3 palettes just inspired me. So I'm trying to be very particular when I do order eyeshadow palettes now, because I want to look at them and be inspired. And if a palette doesn't inspire me, I'm just not going to order it. So let's get started. I really don't know what direction I'm taking this look in. I think I want to start, because normally my instinct is telling me to start with kumquat, but that's what I would normally do. So let's start with Taste Buds. Let's go with some Taste Buds. Very pretty. It's pigmented, don't get me wrong, but I have had to dip back in several times to really get the punch that I want. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's pretty. Bitch! Now this one is bright. Oh yeah, see, I'm not going to have to re-dip with this one. Ooh. That is super pretty. Super pretty. Okay. Now where are we going to go from here? Let's go in with Drizzle. Drizzle is the dark chocolate color. Let's put that all over the lid. I was kind of hoping Drizzle would be a little darker. Yeah, that's not quite as dark as I'd hoped. That's disappointing. All right, let's lay down one of these shimmer shades. Actually, I think I want to go in with Stroke to kind of mellow out the bit shade. All right, which shade do we want to use today? I think I want to go in with this Plunge. Can you see my excitement waning? Okay, we're going back in with a little drizzle. Okay, I'm going to go finish up my face, and then we will come do the lower lash line. I have some thoughts, but I will save them until we finish this look. So, what was this? I don't even know. I felt the same way with the Androgyny palette. And I don't want to judge it too soon. I don't want to judge it too soon. But I think as much as I am inspired by this palette, and as much as I was inspired by Androgyny, for me, I love it. I love this palette. I don't think it's my style. I don't think, and I just come to that conclusion as I was doing my eyes. I'm more of a Tati kind of girl. And I think where I struggle is when I watch Jeffree Star tutorials and when I watch Raw Beauty Christy, I'm so freaking inspired, and those looks wow me, and I'm in awe, and I appreciate the beauty of just some of these creative looks. But I think for myself on my own face, I don't, it's not that I can't be creative, I can, but I don't like the creative looks on me, so I tend to go back to what I typically do. And I want to step outside my comfort zone. I want to step outside the box. But I don't, because I like what I like on me. So, alright, I'm going to go finish my face. And we'll come back here. We're going to pull it together. Okay, most of this look is together. I did do a winged, pretty bold wing liner and some bold lashes. You know, when in doubt, wing that bitch out. I want to go back in with that Taste Buds and just buff out this splash a little bit. I want to dip into this yellow a little, and I could be making a mistake. But let's just go for it. I'm going to finish up this look. Maybe put something a little cute on to go with this very summer vibe we got going. And I'll meet you back here to give you my final thoughts. I don't know what I was going to do there. Okay, we got it together. I actually found a shirt that kind of matched the splash color that I used on my bottom lash line. So I'm feeling kind of summery today. Alright, so final thoughts. I actually kind of like how the look came together. You guys saw me, I struggled. Oh gosh, the struggle was too real because this is just so not my comfort zone. It's just so not my comfort zone. I definitely don't feel like I will blend in with the grocery shoppers at Walmart today. I don't know. So what do I think of the formula? Let's talk that first. I think the formula is really pretty. It's really good. This color was the only one I just had to keep going back in and keep going back in. I think this is the only glitter shade that I use, the only pressed pigment, and it is really pretty. It does have that reflectiveness that Jeffree Star talked about, how it reflects the light. Definitely got some shimmer and some shine going. I wish the colors were, and this is just the ones that I use, particularly Drizzle. They're pigmented, but they're not as deep of a color as you see in the pan. So once they go on, they're a little more sheer than you see in the pan. So I do wish they had a little bit more of a punch color-wise. They're still pigmented. And they're very blendable. They're very soft. They're a little powdery. But I just wish they had the strength of color. I wish they were a little more opaque, I guess is what I'm saying. Whereas once you put them on, they do sheer out just a little bit. So I like the formula with the one caveat, and that's I wish they were a little darker color. What do I think of the palette overall? The first time I used Androgyny, I had the same struggle. And I didn't give up on Androgyny. I continued using it. Once I figured it out, I got uber super excited. And I used it a lot for like a week after I figured it out. And it was in my monthly favorites last month. But I've not reached for it much this month. I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to keep working with it until I am satisfied. I don't have anything in my collection like this palette. So that's one thing that excites me and intrigues me. And I do see a lot of potential looks with this palette. Like, I could just do a neutral, smoky kind of look. I could do a bright, colorful look, which y'all know I don't do very often. I did today, though. So there's so much potential with this palette. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to keep playing with it. And I'll update you at some point with regard to it, if it has become something that I enjoy using. Right now, I like this look, but this is not me. You guys know me. This is not me. But I do like it. I do think it's pretty. I think it would be prettier on someone else because I like my neutral looks. I did also use the Jeffree Star. I bought this when I got the Thirsty palette. This is in Soft Serve. Not a fan. It just... It's a little too... What is the word I'm looking for? It's just not my kind of color. I think this would be better suited for maybe a different skin tone, maybe lighter skin tone. And I'm pretty light, but it wasn't my flavor. But you know, the formula is great. I ended up putting a gloss on top of it. But I may try this again just in the center. I think it would be pretty in the center to make your lips a little more voluminous. So that's my final thoughts. I don't know if my final thoughts were very helpful, but I am going to keep playing with it. I do like the way the look come together, but again, when I look in the mirror, this isn't me. But all right, my loves, until next time.